Welcome to Chp6T3 Services Marketing. In this video, we will discuss pricing policy considerations. By the end of the video, you will be able to list the key questions to consider when pricing services and provide examples to answer each of these key questions. When deciding how to price services, there are 7 questions companies can ask to guide them in preparing a pricing strategy. The questions are: 1. How much to charge? 2. What should be the basis of pricing? 3. Who should collect payment? 4. Where should payment be made? 5. When should payment be made? 6. How should payment be made? And 7. How should prices be communicated? In the next few slides, I will discuss each of these questions. How much to charge? When considering this, we need to look at the costs that need to be recovered. Direct, indirect, and non-monetary costs all need to be considered. Another issue is how price-sensitive customers are. If customers are less price-sensitive, companies can charge higher prices when providing higher perceived value. The intensity of competition also affects pricing. The less a company can differentiate its service from that of competitors, the more they have to monitor competitive pricing and avoid a price war where one firm undercuts the other in pricing. Companies also need to see if they want to offer any discounts, like introductory price for new services to encourage trial, for example. Finally, firms might want to consider psychological price points, like the reference price for a service. If customers think that the price of a spa package should only be about $200, then the company needs to have good justification to charge at $300. In services high in credence attributes like medical services, customers may think that the higher the price means the better the quality or the more skilled the doctor is. What should the basis of pricing be? As services vary, it is not easy to define a certain unit as the basis of pricing. In a restaurant, it might be the physical resources consumed. For a courier service, it might be the weight of the package and the geographic distance covered. For tutoring services, it might be the execution of a certain number of lessons based on a per lesson rate. In a theme park, it may be based on admission to the facility. The price for the sale of a property could be commission-based. Pricing can also be bundled, or the items can be built separately. For example, for a learning management system package like Blackboard or Canvas, this would be customized and could include a bundled price for a suite of services and add-on prices for other modules that are optional. Next is the decision about who is going to collect payment. It is often the company itself, like in a dental clinic or a restaurant. However, it can also be by an intermediary, like through travel agents for airline tickets, or an agent like Cystic for concerts or sports events. Increasingly, companies are also collecting payment directly through online booking systems, bypassing the intermediaries. Where should payment be made? Payment can be made at the location of the purchase. For Unisim, you can make payment at the service counter on campus. Alternatively, if you want to make payment from home, you can mail a check to Unisim. Other methods of making payment from home that companies use include providing a credit card number over the phone or online. Payment can be made through an intermediary site as well, like PayPal for online purchases. Payment at intermediaries is beneficial if the company is located at inconvenient places and the intermediary has more convenient locations. For example, one can now pay for many services like utility bills at 7-Eleven stores and post office throughout the island if one does not want to do internet banking payment. When should payment be made? Some services require payment to be made before the delivery of the service. For example, you need to pay your fees for each module before you can attend classes. Other services require payment to be made after service delivery. For example, you pay after you have seen a doctor. Which times of the day payment can be made depends on the method of payment. Online payment can often be made 24/7. However, if payment is made at the company, then payment can only be made during opening hours. There are many forms payment can take. Cash is convenient, but it may not be wise to carry large amounts of cash for expensive purchases. Credit and debit card are a safer alternative and are widely accepted worldwide. Prepayment has also become more common, and it can be in the form of a stored value card, like for transportation services in Singapore. It is much more convenient using an EasyLink card to pay for the bus ride or train ride than using cash. It is interesting to note that customers tend to spend more when the method of payment is less tangible and immediate, like when using a credit card compared to using cash. For the convenience of customers, some companies provide for a variety of payment methods. You can pay your utility bills at third-party sites like the post office. You can also send a check or make an online payment using electronic funds transfer or a credit card. Next, we explore how prices should be communicated to customers. Prices can be communicated to customers through advertising, like for holiday packages, in advertisements by travel agencies. Prices can also be communicated by a signage in the establishment, through the sales personnel, customer service personnel, or website. Salespeople and customer service representatives should be able to give immediate, accurate response to customer queries about pricing, payment, and credit. Good signage and at retail points of sale would save staff members from having to answer basic questions on prices. In this video, we have looked at the various questions to ask in order for companies to come up with a good pricing strategy. In the next video, we will move on to a different P and discuss the role of marketing communications in services.